Signal's given. He presses a button and away they go. She was a little bit dawdly away, Intrepid, but she does have the rail to try and dig up and hold a position. Kelledy sends Summer Wind to the front just as expected. Nate Sonner getting a bit of a niggle for Bayless out wide, and he's going to go forward to look to sit in that leading pair. There's a line of about 4 or 5 horses. On the inside fence there is Clayton Treasure, Wind of Liberty. Out wider in the middle there is Cavallo Court, and out wider is Mighty Vein. So they're quite bunched in that midfield section. Intrepid getting back to worse in midfield on the fence. Outside of them is Anara racing wide. Back towards the inside is Maximilian. Second last Whistle Grant, and Fast and Fearless sees them all. So they run along the back here and they start to head around the corner here for home in race 1. Summer Wind leads them up for Matthew Kelledy. Nate Sonner just in second, but he's had to do a bit of work to get there. Cavallo Court's travelling in a wide path. Clayton Treasure back then in 4th. Wind of Liberty getting a nice run. He's going to have to look to get out now. Out wider is Anara. Back on the inside fence, Intrepid. Nunez looking to pick the runs like he did a couple of starts ago. Out wider to them, Fast and Fearless towards the tail. Whistle Grant under a hard riding in the blue cap. And at the tail of the field, Maximilian as they start to swing for home. Summer Wind in front. Clayton Treasure starting to give chase. Nate Sonner looks to be going on the 1 spot. Looking for Intrepid in the blue cap. She's starting to get motoring now for Nunez. Out wide, Mighty Vein. He's starting to run into the Wind of Liberty on the 1 spot. That they come into the last 200 metres. Intrepid's overtaken Summer Wind and drawing away here for Nunez. And he's going to get his first of the day. That's a nice ride and a nice win. Summer Wind held on for second. Making up ground, Maximilian was an eye catcher. Might have got third over Clayton Treasure, and out wide, Whistle Grand made up a stack of ground from the rear. Look for him next start. Back then to Chipmunks. Nate Sonner was just going up and down in the 1 spot. Mighty Vein didn't come into it, as did Anara, Fast and Fearless. Wind of Liberty, not today, still holds a maiden tag. And pulling up quite quickly at the rear is Cavallo Court. Flags up, presses a button, and away they go. And they've broken a nice line too. ZU was a little bit slow in the green to settle at the rear. Beginning well was Battle Win in the red and yellow, as also Raging Brave. The favourite Battle Win's just starting to, Blazing Kid's just starting to get a spot outside the leader, but he's forward. Back then to Melody Fair on his outside, push to limit. Legacy Fighter on the inside rail. One Legacy's just trapped out wide. Towards the tail, Shang-Chi's just found the rail from a wide gate, but he's at the rear. And then towards the back there is Beyond Sacred, and on to his inside, he's going to race at the rear. First 400 in 24.91 as they start to swing to the 600 metre mark. The favourite takes over here. He's just covering a bit of ground, Blazing Kid. To his inside there is Raging Brave, and the pink colours of Melody Fair's in a nice spot. Push to limit, and the yellow cap looks to be getting a shake on. Battle Wind peeling out to have a go into the middle of the track and giving into it. And the white cap now is One Legacy peeling out the middle of a track. But as they come to the 300 metre mark, the favourite's taken over, and he's drawing away here for Oscar Chavez. Looking to give chase is Melody Fair, who's held a spot the whole way. Nothing really looks to be making up much ground. He's got a nice comfortable lead, and Oscar Chavez just drops the hands, puts him back into 3rd gear and eases him up on the line. That was a nice, easy win. Couple of what were making up ground was Shang-Chi and also Melody Fair to finish into the minor placings. Battle Win was 4th. Back then to One Legacy, who looked to be a threat on the corner, but just failed to sprint at the end. And then we go back to the others. Push to the limit, ZU, Raging Brave, Beyond Sacred, towards a tail, Legacy Fighter, and Angel Baby will pull up at the rear. Presses a button and away they go. Fireworks began well in the blue cap. Shooting across out wide now is Last Samurai to go forward, and he looks nice and hard on the Chewy as they start to come into the first turn. Nunez puts Shepherd's Him into a nice spot. Silent Partner with the nose roll looking to come across the grey Malibu Beach. And then we go to the likes of King Louis, who looks to be in a nice position there for Bayless. He's got him in a good spot. Out wide there is Fireworks. Inside Win Rhapsody. Gold City's kicked up to be behind the leaders. And then we go back to limited edition at the tail with Cosmic Sands. And at the rear is St. Owen, who will see them more as they run the first 400 in 23.85. And he's tearing along here again, Last Samurai. He's a real free-rolling type galloper. He's more than about 10 to 12 lengths in front of Shepherd's Him. Back then to Silent Partner. Out wide there in the red, improving is Fireworks, who's made up a lot of ground. Gold City looks to get a nice run there for Stewart. Malibu Beach, the grey outside of them. Limited edition King Louis. Back towards then is Win Rhapsody, Cosmic Sands, and St. Owen still at the rear. He's going to try and do it from pillar to post. He's still well in front as they get to the 600 metre mark. Last Samurai absolutely tearing along here. They're going to have to start to get a move on. Fireworks has had the call. Shepherd's Him starting to get a niggle. They all are under pressure, as is Silent Partner, limited edition of Malibu Beach. As they turn for home, the rest have a lot of ground to make up as King Louis peels out into the middle of the track, and he's stopping now. Fireworks has overtaken him. He's really stopped on his feet here, Last Samurai. Fireworks goes to the lead. Making up ground is Shepherd's Hymn, but it might be a little bit too late. Running on the inside fence is St. Alwyn. This race has really changed complexion. Fireworks has still got a margin. Giving chase is St. Alwyn. He's going to go to the line. The race isn't over yet. St. Alwyn grabs him and wins. Fireworks just plods into second. He looked to be the winner at the 200. Back then to King Louis in fourth. Shepherd's Hymn just struggled to pick up the pace today. Malibu Beach, Wind Rhapsody was behind them in fourth and fifth. To Silent Partner, Cosmic Sands, Gold City. Last Samurai, well, what do we do with this galloper? He just continues to tear away, and pulling up rather quickly is Limited Edition at the tail. Good go here for number 2 now. Don De La Vega back into favouritism. Presses a button and away they go. Atlas began well for Geraldine C8 today, and he's going to go for a forward position. Back then on the fence is Star Fortune with the blinkers first time to KO Marnie. Back then on the inside is King's Speech. Out even wider Kakadu. The Emergency who gained a start. Sound the Siren, worse in midfield, one off to 12th Night. Don De La Vega's had to go back, and he's just on the chewy a little bit as Bayless looks to settle him back, and he's at the rear with Laxana and Fort Mustang, the 2 in front of him. So they start to sort their order out. 25.82 is the opening sectional here for the first 400. Ema's overtaken now for Atlas, who's just going to get a nice run for Geraldine Ciao and getting a little bit of cover. KO Marnie's just trapped out wide, but he's got a nice spot, one off the fence. Star Fortune to his inside, getting a lovely run for Bozalon. Back then to Kakadu. King's Speech, 12th Night. And towards the rear, Sound the Siren, Laxana with Don De La Vega at the rear, and Fort Mustang is the last one. So he's starting to stride along here on Ema and giving him a good sight for something to catch. Atlas is still in the pouncing position, as is KO Marnie. Star Fortune going to have to pick the runs up the inside rail and need a bit of luck. Kakadu getting a move on with 12th Night out in the middle of the track. Don De La Vega's under hard riding and looking for King's Speech, who's plotting a course on the inside, and the others have a bit of ground to make up. They come into the last 350 metres. Ema has still got the lead. Atlas is peeling out now to give chase. He's still getting on terms with him. KO Money plodding away. Star Fortune doesn't look to be making up any ground, but Ema's got a little bit of a break on him, and he's ridden this to perfection, Oscar. Just gave him the slip on the corner, and he's going to get a double. A nice win for Ema. Atlas boxed on for second. Laxana made up a stack of ground to finish in third. KO Money in fourth. Star Fortune, well, the blinkers didn't sharpen him up today, and he's going to finish towards the inside in about fifth. King's Speech, Sound the Siren. Out wide was Kakadu. 12th Night, Don De La Vega, what a money was on, but they've left it in the bag. And at the tail of the field, pulling up rather quickly, is Fort Mustang. Starter presses a button and away they go, and he absolutely shot out from the inside gate, Dancing Tycoon, but Dancing Light's going to match him for speed out wide and go forward for Nunez as Dancing Tycoon takes the seat in second. Sitting in third, Captain Legacy on the rail, and getting a dream run, one out, one back is Tiakau Ben, put into a lovely spot by Bayless. Back then to Blue Idol, who just looks to be on the chewy a little bit, Supernatural racing to his inside, and at the rear is Classic 11. As they stride into the first 400-metre mark of the race, and they've run 25.59 as they make their swing around the bend. And it's in front, Dancing Light for our leading jockey in Manu Nunez. Getting a cart on him in second is the favourite, Dancing Tycoon, just sitting close on his girth. Tiakau Ben, one out, one back, ready to pounce on the inside rail. Captain Legacy getting a bit of a shake-up. Blue Idol, Supernatural towards the tail, and at the rear is Classic 11, getting a shake-up and not really going anywhere. They swing for home. He's under pressure here, Dancing Light. Drawing on terms with him now is Dancing Tycoon. Tiakau Ben peeled out in the middle of a track to give chase, and he's starting to peg him back as well. Dancing Tycoon just overtakes Dancing Light. Tiakau Ben about 3/4 of a length away on his outside, but it's going to be down to the line in a ding-dong battle. Dancing Tycoon, Tiakau Ben. Dancing Tycoon gets it. Over a nice run from Tiakau Ben in second. Only half a length away, but a big win from the winner. Dancing Light just failed to ping off the lead. He's finished in third. Captain Legacy towards midfield in fourth position. Out wide, Blue Idol. Supernatural didn't come into it. And pulling up a long way at the rear is Classic 11. Signals given. Presses a button and the gates open. Coming fast was one of the quickest into stride out wide there in the yellow. Beginning well is Gigi Austin in the purple, and also Star Effect looking for a forward position. Pasapinjai is up there, not far away from the leaders as they start to sort their order out. That first four is seen by Big Day sitting in 5th. And then we go to the best of the rest. Atlantean just trapped out wide. Military Chairman, God's Gift getting back with Unos Avenue 3. Out even wider, Awesome Conqueror. Ming's Man at the tail. That's a lot further back, and he's next to his stablemate Smoke and Mirrors. They're having a chat at the rear of the field. First 424.90 as they start to swing around the corner, and leading them out here is Gigi Austin with about a 2-length buffer here over back on the inside, coming fast. Out wide, Star Effect. Coming into a good spot is Big Day. He's in a pouncing position. On the inside fence there is Pasapinjai. Out wide, Atlantean, who's just covering a bit of ground, but he does have room to gallop. Even wider, Awesome Conqueror. And there's a lot at the tail of the field looking to make up ground, some of them, including Ming's Man, Smoke and Mirrors peeling out to middle of a track, and God's Gift back on the inside rail in the white cap. They swing for home, and they've got 300 metres left to go. It's Gigi Austin, but now being tackled here by Awesome Conqueror, who's overtaken him. Out wide, Smoke and Mirrors coming into it. Chavez looking for 3. On the inside, Atlantean plotting on the one spot, but Smoke and Mirrors, first up, gets a little bit of a buffer on him, and he's going to draw away and give Chavez a treble. That's a big win. Beats into second, Awesome Conqueror. Making up ground in third was Pasapinjai. Back then to Big Day and Atlantean, not far away from the winner's heels. And then we go to coming fast, Old Ming's Man with the Winkers midfield. There with Gigi Austin, God's Gift, Military Chairman, and at the tail of the field, after making speed, is Star Effect, and a long last is Unos Avenue 3 pulling up really quickly. They're set, signals given. Presses a button and away they go. Red Raw began really well in his usual role, but Boom Shakalaka is going to try and show speed up on the inside fence, as is his stablemate Nate's Champion to get a dream run behind him. He's going to lead him up, Boom Shakalaka, as they start to sort their order out. Red Raw in second, Nate's Champion third. Big Green Hat just out wide for Oscar Chavez, but he's up there in a pouncing position. Wednesday's getting a lovely run from the draw. Back then to Tax Free, and then we go to Big Fortune. Crown Gift out wide, even wider there is Galaxy Star plotting a course out wide. And then we go to the rear of Super Incredible, Big Limb Shot, and at the tail of the field is Easy Lights getting a bit of a niggle on. So they're running 24.22. Not a bad speed for this sort of race. Boom Shakalaka sees him out. He's kicked up and overtaken Red Raw. The stablemate Nate's Champion looking to come into it for Nunez. Out wide, a Big Green Hat with the boldy face coming into it. Galaxy Star is stablemate. Wednesday peeling out into the clear for Jimmy Wong and starting to come into it as they come into the last 250 metres. Big Green Hat moves up to Nate's Champion. Coming into it now, Wednesday looking to pick up ground, but he's got to have to get a move on if he's going to get there. Galaxy Star coming on the one spot. Nate's Champion takes the lead. He gets over from Wednesday, who's moving into second, but it's another one for Nunez, and Nate's Champion draws away to win, beats Wednesday in second. Big Green had an improved run in third. Then we look to out wide in Lim Shot, who was out wide in the middle of a track. Super Incredible made up a bit of ground. He's finished 5th or 6th. Towards them, we have Boom Shakalaka with Red Raw. Big Fortune, who never really came into it, with Crown Gift. Back to Galaxy Star pulling up with Tax Free and Easy Lights at the rear. They're all set. Presses a button and away they go. Pennywise began well from the gates, but he's going to elect to go back as per instructions. Predator began well, and he's going to go forward. Elite Incredible just sitting 3/4 of a length away to his outside and not looking to challenge for the lead. Out wide is Real Success in the blinkers, just covering a 3-wide path at the moment and going to look to get some sort of cover as they start to swing around that first corner. Back then to So High Class, Trumpy getting a dream run for Chavez. Tangible to race favourites, back third last with Pennywise to his outside, who's managed to get cover from that wide draw. And then we go to the tail of the field is Gold Strike. So they've run the first 426.83, and not a bad little tempo for a staying race here. Predator sees him out and he's striding along nicely in front. Elite Incredible just camped 3/4 of a length away, but looks on the chewy for now. Getting a nice run, settling well is Real Success in the white blinkers. Trumpy doing it all in 4th. Back then to So High Class. Whipping around him now is Pennywise. Not happy with the tempo, so he's going to roll a little bit more forward. Tangible sitting second last, and at the rear of the field is Gold Strike. So no real change to the order here as Predator sees him out And they're striding along at a pretty decent tempo here as Elite Incredible sits in second. Trumpy's going to try and pick the runs and save ground. Real success back there to Pennywise, who's made up a bit of ground, but he's had to cover a bit of a journey. I think he'll sleep well tonight if he's caught 3 wide the entire. Back then to So High Class, Pennywise, back then to Tangible, second last, and at the rear of the field is Gold Strike. 600 metres from the judge, and Predator's going to try and do it all, but Elite Incredible's been knocking on his door the entire race. Real success in a pouncing position as we go back then to Trumpy on the fence. He's going to have to try and look for a run to give Oscar 4 for today. And he's starting to get a bit of a move on now. Pennywise peels out. Tangible doesn't look wide. Tangible's starting to get a move on with Pennywise as they come into the last 100 metres. Tangible's taken over and he beats his stablemate. That's a big win. He looked a bit of a threat on the corner. Beats Trumpy into second. Gold Strike looked to be a much improved run. He might have just got a minor placing. There's a wall of horses for third and fourth with Elite Incredible and Predator not too far away from him. Real success. Pennywise, he just had a bit of a horrid run throughout, and he's pulling up towards the tail here with So High Class. Lights still flashing, but not anymore. He presses a button and away they go. Diamond Mine began well from the inside and he's going to look to roll forward. Simon Cock just giving him a little bit of an urge to make sure he gets up there. Crown Dancing going forward there with Fortune Star, who's just out 3 wide at the moment, but he looks to try and slot in and get a bit of cover. Happy Heart just on the chewy and hard on the heels in fourth. Out wide Centurion to his inside. Magnificent Gold's going to get a lovely run on the rail for Nunez. Back then to Piska, who's just trapped out 3 wide, racing outside there of Golden Teak. Silver Joy towards the tail, and back-enders are Silcardo, who's a good 4 to 5 lengths off the third last horse, and Accumulation another length and a half away behind him. First 400 in 24.75 as they roll down the back straight and make that swing for home. It's in front, it's Crown Dancing who leads them up. Diamond Mine getting a nice run in second. Outside of him is Fortune Star. Back then to the inside, Magnificent Gold. He's going to have to try and pick and weave his runs through, but Nunez, he does that on a weekly basis. Out wide is Happy Heart. Back then to Piska, who's worse in midfield, but just out on a 3 wide path. There to Golden Teak to its inside. Silver Joy, Silcardo and Accumulation have started to tack on as they swing into the last 600 metres. They've got 450 to go here in race number 9. Crown Dancing sees them out. Diamond Mine starting to pull out into the clear for Simon Cock. Big Fortune Star just looks to be going on the one spot and coming into it. Inside them is Magnificent Gold for Nunez. He's slowly starting to grind away at the margin, but Crown Dancing, he still has a bit of a break here. Diamond Mine giving chase, as is Magnificent Gold. Fortune Star not really coming into it as they come into the last 100 metres. Diamond Mine gobbles them up and gets the win. Just beats Crown Dancing, overtook him in the last 50 metres. A big ride there from Simon Cock and a nice win. Just coming up outside of them, Silcardo was a massive run. He's pulling up alongside the winners. He's made up a stack of ground from the rear. Back then to Fortune Star on the inside, Crown Dancing towards them, Silver Joy. And as I look out wider on the track, Centurion just never really came into it. Back then to Happy Heart and Accumulation, and pulling up rather quickly and making his way back to the saddling stall is Golden Teak. Signals given. Starter John Pepe presses a button and away they go, and Fame Star shot out like a rocket to go forward. Going to get a nice run up there on the speed. Grand Kunta de Grey moving up into second. Charisma's going to get a dream run from the ace and sit in third. The Frenchman just has him in a nice spot. Mackham Lad starting to improve out wide, but he's 3 deep at the moment. Mr. Malik getting a dream run in 5th position with not many around him. Out wide, Sacred Choir. He's plotting a 3 wide course. Let's see what Bosalon can do from out there. Rocket Star to his inside there with Gold Star racing on the fence. And then we head towards the tail enders of Now You See, Jupiter Gold, and last year's Korean Jamal winner is Minister at the rear. First 423.9, so a decent clip here as Fame Star sees him out over Mackham Lad. Grand Kunta in third. Charisma's starting to get a bit of a niggle on from Lerner. He's off the bit early and looking for runs. Mr. Malik peeling out to the middle of a track. So too is Rocket Star and Sacred Choir just behind him with Gold Star looking to get a run in between them for Ronnie Stewart. Fame Star's got a bit of a break on him here. Given chases, Mackham Lad and Grand Kunta. Rocket Star coming out into the middle of a track to lay his claim, as too is Mr. Malik, but struggling to pick him up. Fame Star hanging up on the inside rail. Rocket Star's going to have a dive. Fame Star hangs on and wins. Just beats Rocket Star. A big run. He came from well back, but wasn't able to peg back the winner. Mr. Malik ran on, I think might have just got third over to Grey Grand Kunta. And then we go to Mackham Lad, Gold Star, pulling up behind him, Charisma. He never looked a threat. He was off the bridle a long way out, and a disappointing run from him. Back then to Sacred Qua. Now you see Minister towards a tail, didn't look to come into it. And Jupiter Gold, one of the last ones to pull up. The former Derby winner just not at his best yet. Yep, signal's given. They're locked and loaded. He presses a button and away they go. Oh, Boomba's missed it terribly. He's by 4 or 5 lengths out the back. So he's going to have a miracle job as the rider picks up his irons. Back then to the front pack here. It's War Commander seeing him out over Quadcopter, who jumped really well after being tackled into the barriers. Billy Elliott in third. Back then to Chivalric Knight outside in 4th position. Russian Twist on the inside. Harry Dream in a good spot for Bothlon. Back then to Lankaran, who's having his first start here in Singapore. Red Dragon towards the rear. We have Salamence. The Shadows drifted back to third last. Boomba's made up a bit of ground, but he's had to do a bit of work early, and he's racing there inside of Nordic Gem. First 400, 25.42 as they start to head to the 700 metre mark and swing for home in the second last. War Commander in front, looking to give Nunez 4 for today. Tucked away on his girth now is Quadcopter. He's getting a lovely run from a good jump. Back then on the inside, Billy Elliott just smoking the pipe, looking for runs. Russian Twist in a good spot. Chivalric Knight under a niggle. Harry Dream's got room to get out and get rolling. And then we go back to the inside there of Lanka and the Grey, peeling out Nordic Gem, and Boomba's coming out into the middle of a track and making up a fair bit of ground too for Bayliss. But can he do it from missing the start? The rest just look to be going on the one spot. Coming into the last 200 metres, Billy Elliott on the fence. Quadcopter's still there with a danger of American. Back then on the inside, War Commander. Out wide, Harry Dream, really growing wings. Billy Elliott on the inside, but Harry Dream goes away and gets a win. Beats Billy Elliott. Red Dragon ran into third. To his outside, Salamence was an eye catcher. He ran out into the middle of the track. And then we go back to the inside there of Lankaran. Back then on the inside, War Commander, who was leading the whole way, but just knocked up at the finish. Russian Twist, Chivalric Knight, and then a significant gap to the Shadow. Quadcopter is just pulling up there with Boomba, who missed a kick terribly, and he was never really a factor in the early stages, but looked to chime into it at about the 400 metre mark.